All right, can you guys hear me? All right. All right. I've never played this before. Um, so we're playing Total War Saga, the Troy edition. Um, Interested to do. I've played plenty of Total War games before in the past, but mostly just like the old legacy games. The newer ones are a little bit more complex on the mechanics of the game and the overall campaign. So I'm going to be learning as I go through. Definitely excited to roll this one out with you guys. If you have any suggestions on what to do, it's going to be a lot of battle. It's going to be a long-winded campaign. Going to try and learn and make good decisions along the way, but I'm also going to be taking recommendations from you guys. We're going to do a new one. We're going to do Truth Behind the Myths, so just a couple of different things about here. Historical is more like the legacy gameplay. This is the DLC where you get like the Iliad, Odyssey, mythology packs of it. I'm not gonna do that one. Um, but we're gonna figure that one out longer term, see if we like this one enough. But Truth Behind the Myth, experience the Iliad epic through the lenses of the truth behind the myth. Heroes charge into battles as single entities inspired by the heroic feats. Some of those ones will include people like Achilles, as well as Odysseus, as well as Hector, if you've watched the Troy movies. The gods of Olympus bestow passive support in battle and grant access to unique units. And then mythic units are interpretations of legends such as a minotaur, a mighty bandit king with a bull skull helmet. I'm seeing some comments for do I take video game suggestions? I do. Tomorrow night, gonna be streaming a little bit of Resident Evil 2. Was requested by friends to get a camera so that I could show my face and quote unquote my terror throughout. So let's get started with this one. We're gonna have fun. I'm taking suggestions at this point in time of who I should start with again. We're gonna be playing this for the first time, so probably gonna be starting on a little bit of an easier run. I would say let's keep it to easy or normal along the way. So we have Achilles. We do have Odysseus, but he is a hard campaign. We have Agamemnon, if you're familiar with the Troy movie. We have Ajax, Menelaus. We have Diomedes, but that is also hard. And then we have some of the different campaigns involved here. You should hear gameplay audio, but we'll get that figured out in the future. Right now, it's kind of just more of an epic score. So you're going to be able to um, hear it in the future, but it's mostly just music at this point in time. So for the Trojans, we have Hector. I was thinking about doing this one, but seems a little bit too cliche with Troy, but open for it. Paris, obviously, he's a gimp. Don't want to play as him. Sarpedon. That sounds like a little bit of a pedophile right there. And then Memnon, ruler of the Ethiopia. And then we have the Amazons. I guess this is one of the extended campaigns. So, any thoughts from the chat on who I should be? Looks like Justin said Ajax. Pretty cool name. Greg, any thoughts? Ooh, Sparta would be sick. Um, Achilles, Odysseus, Agamemnon, Menelaus, he's the king of Sparta, Ajax, and then Diomedes, not diabetes, easily easily mistaken. We got Hector, Paris, Anus, or whatever it is, Sarpedon, uh, Rhesus, and Memnon. I'm glad that the chat can't follow instructions. Odysseus is off the table, brother. Hard. I'm an idiot, never played this game before, so I'm open for Ajax. Let's just go with him, see if we can figure this out. All right. So this is the map. Obviously, there is ancient Turkey here, which is where Troy was originally based, or the city of Troy and the Trojan army. There's also ancient Greece, all the way down to Crete, which is the most southern tip here. There is another game called Pharaohs, and it includes dynasties, which I have played. That includes not only the Greek and ancient Turkey, but it also includes the African or North African pieces of the map, which is pretty cool. It's a little bit overwhelming, so we're going to play a much more condensed version of this. But let's just look through what Ajax, Warlord of Salamis, is um, working towards to get some victory conditions. So we have the Path to Greatness, so the faction itself and some of it. Prove your might to the world by challenging great warriors. Defeat challengers in honorable duels to convince them to join your cause. Defeated champions will join your faction as a powerful paragon unit. So that's actually pretty sick. So basically, if I defeat powerful enemies, um, we're going to be bringing them into the fold. I'll get this sorted out in just a second, Greg. If you give me a second, I will try and see if I can get the audio capture in here. Let's see. Pulling up the studio right now. You can't hear it at all. Let's see. Let me know if that one works a little bit better for the audio. I'm not sure why it's not working, but we'll see. You hear the game now, or do you only hear my voice? Okay, sick. I'm glad we got that figured out. I guess I had the monitor muted. It's a pretty simple score, Greg, so glad you can hear it, but it's pretty straightforward. All right, so continuing on here, Warrior of Renown. So carve your path from humble warrior to renowned hero of legend. Grow your renown by completing unique missions and gaining top tier traits. And renown um, allows you to strengthen diplomacy with the Daemons and forge peace between factions. So recommended playstyle: Axe rosters relies on slow but very heavily equipped defensive infantry to hold the line, whilst powerful missile units take advantage of protected positions. We got a couple of heroes in here, so Archer, Skirmisher. We've also got Defender, Protector, Fighter Champion, Fighter Ravager, and Fighter Vanquisher. And then the last piece here, this faction cannot recruit the following hero classes. It's a Warlord Mentor. Um, Unique factions, we've got the Locrian Slingers, which is basically like old David from the biblical times views. They got a big old leather sling with some rocks here. It's not super great, but it's okay. Ajax Wall, Spear, and Shield Infantry. Salamis Marines, Sword and Shield Infantry. And then we have bow infantry. So it looks like the play style here is going to kind of be sitting back and just absorbing pressure during battle. So it'd be good to focus in on some ground units and then some archers in the background. I normally play pretty aggressively when I'm battling, but I guess we'll see. Ajax the Great, son of legendary King Telamon, was one of the fiercest and most cunning warriors of the Trojan War. Second only to Achilles in martial prowess, Homer depicted him as a stalwart defender who played a key role in impelling Troy's counterattack and who was skilled enough to overpower Hector twice in single combat, despite Zeus intervening in the Trojan prince's favor. Ajax was often portrayed with his half-brother, the renowned archer Teucer, whom he guarded with his formidable shield crafted from 7 layers of oxhide and one of bronze, allowing a sibling to pick off enemies from a distance for a devastating defensive advantage. So a couple of things that we're going to gain some advantage here. 12% to campaign movement range at sea. So basically, it just means that we're going to be able to move further on the ocean than we would on land. So we're going to have a little bit of advantage there. Probably going to be start working. Probably going to start be working up the northern coast and into Troy, because ultimately to take over Troy is probably to win the game. And then 5% to missile resistance of all units in Hero's army. So this is the benefit of kind of sitting back and absorbing pressure. All right, there's two different type of victories that we can achieve here. Sorry for the just absolute metric fuck ton of information, but this is all good stuff, good history, so we're learning along the way. Um, Total war victory. So defeat your first antagonist faction. Control the following three settlements either by direct ownership or through vassals and military alliances. So Troy, that aligns. Cine, which is Agamemnon, it's gonna be a really hard one to take over. Crazy army, crazy stronghold, so gonna be a battle there. And then Knossos, which is gonna be on the southern point, just actually below my Mycenae. Um, this is basically Macedonia, if you didn't know what that is, but this is gonna be in the southern portion of the map. So we would realistically have to take over Mycenae before we go down to Knossos. And then occupy, raise, or sack 100 different settlements. This is a pretty straightforward one. We're going to be in a lot of battles anyway, so good deal. And then Homeric victory, complete all of the steps of the hero's epic mission chain. Make sure the following factions are destroyed or confederated: Hector of Troy, Troy, Paris of Troy. So we could get this one pretty realistically. I don't really know what this entails with the epic mission. Some of these are really, really hard, but reach rank 27 with the following character, Ajax. This one's actually pretty straightforward. Reach rank 27 with one character. Technically could do that with Ajax, so this would be a kill two birds with one stone, and then have at least 100 renown. All right, let's just dive into it and see what we get into. We are gonna get rolling here. Oops. Why did it do this? Back the game. Why is it saying buy now? Oh, is it because I did? Hold on.
I will lead. War is my life. My wealth is
Oh, I
legendary.
can't play as Ajax. That's so stupid.
My vengeance. Duty.
Oh, man. All right.
None will cross me and live.
Well, let's be fucking Agamemnon, I guess. That sounds pretty straightforward. I do boot balls in the stands in FC. I'm an absolute Brexit ball player. But I love it, so I am. All right, so defeat your first antagonist, total war victory, current, occupy. Yep, simple enough. I don't know how to flip on Rocket League, but we're trying. All right, here we go, diving in. Hope you jabronis like it.
Are we mere playthings of the gods? Or do we plead divine influence to justify our foolish choices?
A little bit of Paris and Helen of Troy.
He's taken her! He's taken my wife! You've risked the safety of Troy.
How's the camera quality, guys? Does it look all right?
Troy is my home now.
You have my oath, brother. She will be returned to you. Brother, I can fight. Go.
Trisket on the menu tonight. Actually, you know what? I just got done snacking on some classic Biscoff cookies before I got on tonight. Switched my play.
Helen's flight was a grave wound to Achaean pride. King Menelaus will have his revenge. And his brother will have his war with Troy, just as the gods intended.
All right, diving in. Looks pretty intense. Here we go.
O wide-ruling Agamemnon, there is only one response
The Greek
from
like kind of pottery paintings in the back are really, really cool. That's a nice effect of
Brother,
this game.
your foolish passion has doomed us. Fear not, noble cousins. I stand with you.
This is a grave insult to golden Mycenae. Enlist the other Achaean kings. The folly of Paris may convince them to support the forging of a great Achaean empire.
Troy thinks to slight me, but they will pay the price.
Your brother Menelaus will be relying on your full support in this great endeavor.
Paris of Troy must pay!
Secure your power at home before embarking on overseas initiatives. The warriors of Tiryns wage war on your allies and vassals at Troezen. They dare to challenge your fame and power. Continue your expansion, while ensuring the Trojans pay for their insult to you and your brother.
All right. How they play. Messene, king of men, Agamemnon controls the state with the prudence of a good administrator. The heroes at his disposal can be assigned to government posts to aid the king and his subjects. The lion's share, Agamemnon can make other factions his vassals once under his rule. A faction must pay regular tribute to the great king and comply to any sudden resource demands he might have. Overexploited vassals might become unruly. So we're going to close the advisor here. Look at this guy. Ajax over here. All right.
The enemy sends their warriors against you to ravage your lands and sack your cities, but perhaps they underestimate your strength. March out, engage them in battle, and put them to flight.
All right. So we're gonna, I mean, we're like jumping into this immediately.
King Agamemnon. That's not possible. A god among men.
Battle is imminent. Though Zeus knows all, you do not. It would be wise to study all possible
All right.
options before taking the field.
Let's fight it. Why not? We could auto resolve, but that sounds really boring. We're jumping into it immediately. Man, this is a quick fight. We're gonna have to recover though. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. So a couple things here.
Warriors stand ready to serve. They only await your orders.
We're going to get prepared a little bit here. So, something that is unique about this particular game, compared to other ones, is I can hide like in the trees and stuff. And see, guys, stream will always be here for real friends that want it. You can hide in the trees, which is a good feature. So, we're going to take these guys, we're going to group them together. We're going to take our javelins and we're going to pull it over here. Um, let's pair these two guys together here. We're gonna pull him over. Okay, let's get group one.
Make the woodlands work for you. Your warriors may pass through them like ghosts, leaving the enemy unaware of the true threat. Use the cover the forest provides.
You guys are being fake friends right now, to be honest, but so be it. Keep Agamemnon here. Just get these guys going.
Foes beware! Trained and ready! Into formation now!
Okay. Yeah, seriously, if you haven't yet, please do that. That would be really nice. All right, well, let's do this actually. So we're gonna bring these guys over here, and we're gonna just start the deployment.
Take
Take these
care
guys.
in deploying your troops. Consider which formation will be most advantageous and position your warriors accordingly.
Moving up! At your command! Onward! All right! Swords! Move up! On the move!
Your heroes all have their own unique skills and advantages. Pay close regard to these attributes and let them stoke their rage, ready to unleash their abilities on the enemy.
I dare them to come to me. Come on. Just really not wanting to push up.
Death comes from above, like the arrows of Apollo. Have your warriors take cover from the enemy missiles, or else seek out and destroy the cause of this threat. The foe has sighted your hidden units.
Thought process is that these chumps just like
As the battle
look,
progresses,
yeah,
the hero's
I'm
rage
I'm
grows.
kicking their ass,
The
but
anger of Ares made
I don't know,
manifest
they're just being
in
super
warriors more
passive.
powerful
Look at
than
me
their
whipping this guy.
adversaries. The more experienced the hero,
Get him,
the more
Agamemnon.
calamities they may call upon.
Get his ass. Get his ass.
The enemy chose their leader poorly. See them
Get
rush
him.
from battle with the laughter of the gods ringing in their ears.
Agamemnon's faster.
Now is the time to
He's
prepare
faster.
for
Get him.
attack.
Ah, he's fleeing. Pussy.
Victory is close enough to taste. No mortal can fight without tiring. Your warriors grow weary from their exertion. Your warriors are losing heart. For shame, your warriors' courage has failed them. They run from the battle like frightened children. Round them up and send them back into the field.
Come on, boys. Get back in the fight. So the thought process is there's not really any thought process here. They are just like fighting for their lives to ensure that we can win this battle. Because right now, they're just playing so passively, which is so weird.
Your warriors are rallying.
Doesn't surprise me. Now this is a matter of just like picking them off and trying to kill as much as their army as possible. I mean, like this is a pretty small scale battle. Normally, I do not like these types of battles because they had a clear advantage being up on the hill. Not great. I didn't have any long range weapons. So I'll at least walk you through the process. The initial process here was that I was thinking, okay, they're up on the hill, they have a clear advantage. Let me just hide in the woods. Let me see if I can draw them into me. Couldn't do that. We're gonna end the battle. And we're gonna pause it actually. So I thought I could draw them out. That didn't work. So I tried to bring some people up. Well, the closer I got, then the less effective it was because they could hit me from range. I couldn't reach them. So drag a couple of units over here to the side, try and get them to divert their attention, start attacking from the side, have the cover from the range weapons by the rocks, and then push my ranged weapons into the hill to face their general. So that was at least the initial thought process of that battle. Normally, you would hope these battles go a little bit better than what they did. I won pretty decisively, but well, I guess I didn't win that decisively. But anyway, a win's a win. Now it's time to get some recovery in.
You are triumphant. Now you must decide the fate of the captives taken in battle. You may punish them for taking up arms against you, or choose the path of mercy instead.
Ooh, should definitely replenish my units because I'm gonna have to fight these guys again.
For more power.
Okay, a number of options are available to the victor after a battle, such as killing any prisoners taken or looting a captured settlement. Tooltips on various options provided show more details about the benefits and drawbacks of the choice. So learn about the post-battle options here. Following a land battle, you may take prisoners captive or kill them. I'm missing any chats. I'm not missing any chats right now. I still have people in the chat watching. That's the big thing. So after a siege battle, there are different. Yeah, win is win. That's true. Wonder if I can do polls on this. Let me do that. Let me see if I can get some polls going on this. So I'm gonna start a poll. Should all right, starting a poll here. Should I be aggressive in battles or passive like I was and wait for an opportunity? Each has a drawback. Aggressive means you know, that you're gonna lose some people along the way. Is it worth it? I don't know. But what we really want, only one vote. Greg's not watching anymore, is he? Um, yeah, I mean aggressive has its drawbacks, but it's a lot more fun, that's for sure. So, oh, number one fan, chat. Throw up throw up a W for my boy, Justin here. W Justin. All right. So that's our pre-battle and post-battle options. There's probably a lot to learn about this game,
The
but
prize is ours.
we knocked out, so defeat an army belonging to the following faction in battle. Tierns. Okay, mission successful. That's good.
New recruits can be trained to build up your forces and replace warriors
Thoughts on
lost
the
to battle.
Dodgers? Probably
This
ruining
will
baseball.
be a long war, and your adversaries gather in strength. You would be wise to look to your own armies in response.
Muster the troops. Maintain 12 units in total. Current total is 7. Number of men you command will need to grow in order to meet the challenges ahead. Group more combat units to swell the ranks of your armies. Units may be recruited by selecting controlled army and selecting the recruit unit button. All right. W Dodgers. Big fan of them. Yeah, well, we all have our flaws.
King Agamemnon.
All right, so we only have 7 in here. Obvious choice here is that we need to push on the Tyrants right here. So we just fought this chump here. We're gonna pick it up again, but we need to replenish. Aggressive, that's the all right. Aggressive seems to be the poll result here in the poll. Yeah. Aggressive, 3 votes, all for the aggro. I'm for it, guys. I'm for it. I love my advisors. This is my campaign here, my campaign unit. Gotta stick together, gotta make decisions along the way. Okay, so time to next year. Wow, you know what? I almost called you out for that, but yeah, W chat for IU football. Big IU guy here. Excited to see him take on Bama. Always used to be a hypothetical and crowd chanting, "We want Bama," but it'll be really cool to see it actually happen. So pretty pumped about that. Let's hope they can get the business done. I'm not going to make any bold claims at this point in time because you just never know what could happen. But let's go ahead and add some units here. Okay, so we got local militia, young spears, spearmen, Archaean slingers and skirmishers. Hmm, let's see what the stats is. Poor missile damage. That doesn't really do much for us though in that long range. Um, Poor armor piercing damage and poor morale. So these guys basically are bitch made. That's not good either. These guys are going to be the heaviest units. Poor attack though. Could probably do a little bit of like slow movers. We're gonna we're gonna do this. We're gonna pull him back into the capital here.
A god among men.
And then we're gonna see if we can recruit better units. Why can't I recruit bowmen? Do I not have bows? What's all this? Oh my gosh, this game is so complex. Oh, okay, so there's rewards for each of these. What's the reward? You can't see this. Oh, spearman. Okay, so we got that. What's the next level though? Some really super shields. Where's the bowman though? I mean, I don't mind that, but oh, this is it. Okay. We need to upgrade this. But I need a ton of wood to do that. I cannot build. You have insufficient funds in order to construct this. Okay. So,
Let my
well,
end
let's work with what we have. Um, let's go ahead and add one of these. These guys any good? Good charge. Poor defense. Let's add one. And then let's add some.
Whilst your enthusiasm for expanding
Okay.
our armies is commendable, there is a limit to how many new recruits can be trained at once. Your most recent recruits will receive their training in due course.
Royal decree. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Royal decrees.
As ruler of a great and growing empire, you may issue decrees. While such orders can take time to enact, their beneficial effects are long-lasting.
All right, let's figure out what these are. So, royal decrees are proclamations which improve many aspects of your factions and resource production, civic efficiency, and military effectiveness. There are five distinct branches in the royal decrees panel associated with the five resources in the game. Each branch has its own particular focuses related to the resource in question. So, the wood branch contains upgrades for skirmisher and bow units, for example. Okay, so interesting. Five distinct branches in the royal decree panel. So, that's the overview associated with five resources. Each branch has its own particular focuses related to the resource in question. So the wood branch contains upgrades for skirmisher and bow units, for example. So rail decrees have time to prepare. Each decree has a number beside it, indicating the turns required before the decree is issued and it becomes active. Okay, that makes sense to me. Royal decrees. Okay, so this is the treasury. It's stone. This is wood. Guys, should I work on ground units or should I work on bows? I feel like we have a decent collection of ground units, at least to get us started in early battles. Any thoughts on should I push more for like bows along the way? Any thoughts? You know what? Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. I'm open for it. What's the next thing? Unassigned skill points for Agamemnon. Okay.
Lord of the Achaeans.
All right. So skill points. So rank 2. Oh, I get to choose one of these. Okay, so March of Armies or Reinvigorate. So this is a hero specific. Unlocking the skill will lock March of Armies. Reinvigorate. 2.5% to heroes' hit points. What does that mean? Hmm, let's do this one. Why not? Looks all right. Okay. And construction available. Oh, wow. Okay. It's got military buildings, resources, or ports. I think we're gonna need gold, ain't we? Is gold a thing in here? It sure is up at the top. I ain't gonna be able to build anything. Huh? Oh, okay. We can get some. Ooh, all right. So we have 600 wood. Apprentice armor. Let's at least see what this is. So plus 32 bronze per turn. Plus 1 to recruit rank of all new shielded infantries. Plus 5% to all resources. That could be nutty in the long run if we're being real. We don't want to slow down the growth of the province. We need more population. I'm thinking early on this bronze fire pit, even though the happiness might go down, probably worth doing it. Okay. So I think that that's all we can do for now on this. And it doesn't look like there's anything else. Missions. Let's see our missions right now. Muster the troops. Maintain 12 units in total. It's going to give us 300 food and 100 bronze. Can't do that on this one. We don't have enough charisma here. We're low on this. Gotta be careful. Okay. Well, let's see what we got here. So we've got, what are we looking at? We got the treasury. I have a feeling we're gonna learn more about these things as we go along. Let's just focus on getting this. Look at this.
Brute strength alone will not win this war. Issue a decree ordering your finest minds to research new methods of warfare, lest others overtake you.
So issue a royal decree. Didn't I already do that? I did that. Yeah, I issued I issued a royal decree already. What is this? Okay, let's get in here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we need to be pushing for the bow stuff up here. Let's get let's go. back here. Hmm. Still need a lot of wood. Hmm. What do we got? I see no. Okay. More construction? Ooh. What is enemy factions are more likely to attack this region. +5 to melee defense for all units or recruitment. +8 to morale for units recruited in this province, and +4 to influence over adjacent provinces. Hmm. It's a little early to just be like welcoming an onslaught, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say the siege holdout times. Why are we doing that? Anything else we're doing? Oops. What's this? So this is +100 experience per turn of all units. That's it's plus -10% to campaign movement range of enemy armies. +60% line of sight in this region. That could be a move. That could be a move for sure. Let's see. Let's do the mud brick.
Shepherd of the people.
All right, got the reward here. Let's see what we got going. What we got going. What we got going. All right, gonna do a couple more turns here. I feel like this is kind of like a little bit of our learning night. But stay tuned. Gonna stream a little bit of Football Manager here shortly. Excited to get rolling on that one. Gonna be starting. Unfortunately, gonna be starting a Spurs save. See what we can do there. Mess around, figure out, and see if things work. Gonna be keeping it pretty straightforward, but gonna making some reasonable and sensible transfers along the way. Gonna definitely be doing better than Thomas Frank is. But stay tuned for that. We're gonna wrap up this episode here in a minute. At least do one more turn. Maybe get into one more battle. See if we can get it going. Um, this is the troops. All right, that one's done.
Do not neglect the development of your towns and cities, for many benefits accrue from construction at home. Put
We're
your
good on that.
carpenters and stonemasons to work.
I feel pretty solid about that one. We're already building the building, so that's good. All right,
The
let's
land of Mycenae.
you know what? Let's take them on. Let's
Massacre
see what we
them.
got.
Victory awaits us.
All right, probably time to get another man in command here in our main city. But here's the thing. Let's just focus on getting somebody, pretty solid to hold down the crib and back at home. So we're gonna do this guy. It's gonna cost a little bit of food. Gonna cost a little bit of resources here, but we're gonna recruit him, and we're just gonna get some really, really simple stuff going on here. Just enough to keep us held down. And then construction available. Again, man, we are cruising. Bronze kilns could be could be pretty good. On turn 3, missions. King's decree. Issue a royal decree. But, oh, it's waiting on us to do the royal decree. Okay, that makes more sense. Been laying the foundation. Should be good there. All right, time for the next turn. Gonna play to turn 5, and then we'll call it quits for this evening on the save. There we go. There's that. Close that.
No kingdom flourishes and endures through military conquest alone. Grow and maintain your settlements through construction. Their
These,
resources can then be harnessed to serve the war effort.
okay, this one should also be done. Not too worried about that right now. Okay. Hero not move. Well, of course he's. I don't want him to move. I want him to hold down the crib.
Not all who serve you give their best. Here we see one whose lack of motivation makes them of limited use, perhaps even a liability. Action must be taken to remedy this.
Hmm. This is new. Development.
Conquer towns and cities to expand your empire. Recruit troops from your settlements and send them forth to take more territory. Thus you build ever greater armies and control yet more land. Such is the warrior's way. Take them down! Hold your nerve!
What's this guy do? Ooh. We want the growth right now. The growth is pretty important. Let's keep rolling here. All right. Let's keep this rolling. One more turn here, and then we're gonna get into
If you
the
demand
next
tributes
session.
paid in money and resources from your vassals, they will have no choice but to comply. But be wary of abusing this privilege, lest you sow disquiet amongst them.
Okay. So the lion's share one-time tribute. So that makes sense to me, but the problem that I have is like understanding who my vassals are.
Relations with foreign powers may be managed through diplomacy. Broker treaties of trade, alliance, war, and peace to either provoke or placate your fellow rulers. Always be aware that others may view your negotiations as a threat or an opportunity.
Well, let's.
military might grows, and with it, your influence and reputation. Yet your enemies rally against you. Make the effort to expand your fighting forces and keep the foe at bay.
Total destruction!
I'm wondering how to make the resource request. That's going to be maybe a little bit challenging. All right, this one's not going to be hard because we're just going guns a-blazing. So local recruitment's not required. I wonder, let's see, diplomacy, King of Men.
Here you may appoint trusted aides to help govern Mycenae. No other king is able to share their burden in this manner.
Hmm, okay.
King Agamemnon, you are a lord of men. Those you conquer may serve as vassals. They will be forced to obey without question and pay tribute at your command.
You will obey or regret it. Bring their doom. Show no mercy. Pull out. Strong.
We're going to actually, we're going to focus on getting more people.
An acceptable course.
That's okay. We want him to stay. We're going to just keep growing. I mean, that's what else do we do here? You know what I mean? I'll tell you what I want to do though. We want to get better bowmen. We want this guy.
Weaknesses. You can count on me.
We don't want him to move. Doesn't matter. Let's keep rolling. We're gonna get old Agamemnon up to 20 people so we can get this one
Always
done.
Agamemnon.
Good defense, Corral. These guys seem pretty rock solid, to be honest with you.
I will.
Construction available. God dang, we are going with the construction. Let's keep rolling. We don't care about that guy right now.
Foreign emissaries seek a pact of non-aggression. If their offer is acceptable, it may lead to improved trade relations or even a formal alliance.
Diomedes and Argos? Yeah, you know what? I agree. You don't need to be fighting. You know what? I agree. Let's keep rolling. Keep it rolling. Oh, he is fleeing, which means we should be attacking.
Strike hard and true.
Let's auto-resolve this. Do we have any siege? We don't. We're gonna fight it. We're gonna fight it, and then we're gonna wrap up the stream. I think this is a good place to end it, is on a good, big, huge battle. All right.
The walls of this city may appear to be mighty, but no defenses are impregnable. Seek out their weaknesses, break their gates or scale their walls. Attack at several points and you will split the defenders' forces, but also your own.
Okay. So this is going to be interesting because I wish that I had. So a siege is a process which an army is directed to attack a walled settlement such as the province capital and weakens it over time with the aim of gaining control. Sieges may culminate in several outcomes. A siege battle where the attacking army attempts to enter the settlement and gain control by forces of an army. A battle in which the defending forces sally forth to meet the attacker in front of the city. The defender capitulates control of the city to the attacker without conflict. The attacker breaks off the siege and draws more. Okay, let me read a little bit more about this. Okay, so I have an idea. We are going to do a couple things. First, we are going to take some of our infantry here. Well, we're gonna group these guys. We're definitely gonna be grouping these homeboys. We're gonna be grouping. I, Chad, I don't know if anybody else has played this game before. I have always had a tendency to keep units like this grouped, but I don't lock the grouping. So like sometimes I like to pull them out and do things a little bit differently, but this just makes sense. I'd like Agamemnon to be grouped with somebody. And then these guys are kind of just like floaters. So what we're gonna do is we are going to we're gonna we're gonna line these guys up in the front. Okay? Take these guys. Let's just for the time being, let's put them in the back because they're not gonna really do anything here. Put Agamemnon. We'll just put him here for a second because we're gonna put him right here. Okay, and then these guys are gonna get grouped in here. And then we're gonna take yeah, we're gonna take old Aggie and keep him back here. Okay, so we're gonna start the battle.
Use ladders to scale the city walls. The enemy may fire upon your warriors, but should you take control of the wall, your own troops can rain down missiles in their turn.
On the move! Masters of war! Go at them! Slingers ready! Hungry for glory! Ready to serve! Wreak havoc! Ever mighty!
Seek out important enemy sites. To conquer them brings glory, and such places may then be turned to your own use.
We'll lie on it!
The foe has sighted your hidden units. Your warriors are attacking the gates. Certain locations are key to victory.
Go at them!
Your ladders have a foothold on their walls.
Service for the king! Attack!
You have captured the enemy tower.
They're kind of playing a little bit scared, aren't they? Really did not expect them to.
Massacre them! Slings! Onward!
You are about to capture the gates. The heart of the city is within reach. See the enemy break like reeds before the storm. As they flee, cut the curs down.
All right, let's take a inventory of where we are right now. So the morale and state of the unit is shown on the tooltip. If the morale of a unit drops too low, then the troops will rout. Okay. Okay, the slingers are they're pissing their pants right now, so that's good. Um, Still confident. Okay, so the morale is the looks like the red bar. We're moving them back, so I think they should be okay. The gates are about to break, so this is good. This is good. All right, old Aggie, let's get him in there. Um, we are gonna push him right into the heart of it, and then our spear crew, we are going to. I mean, we're just kill the general is normally the best rule of thumb. So what are my boys doing here?
Your hero is under attack. You have captured the gates. The enemy attacks the gates.
All right, so it looks like their general's running, which is good. Um, Got to keep that up.
Your brave warriors have cut down the enemy hero. Follow up on this bold stroke and destroy their now leaderless army.
All right, time to time to get these guys. So we want these guys going to the gate. We want these guys to just we're pushing them to the center. Honestly, pretty good considering. I wish I would have had a battering ram. I guess maybe the people like abandon it at the given time, but we're gonna focus on getting them in. Let's just capture the city. Let's take over the stronghold, and then we'll start rebuilding, right? What this means is that we get another settlement to be able to work from. Gonna fast forward this a little bit. We could end the battle. I'm not going to right this second. Who's this guy? Let's capture the city. Let's get a decisive victory. I feel pretty confident about what we just did.
The enemy stronghold will soon fall to you.
Yeah, I feel really good about it. Yeah, everybody fleed. This is about as decisive as it gets. I mean, we probably lost a few people along the way, but I feel like we played that pretty well, which is solid. Yeah, looks like we've got it. Excellent, excellent win. That's exactly what we want to see kicking off the save. Let's end the battle. We know how it is. We've already got the settlement, which means what we want in turn are the peeps. Good win. Classic. Look at this. So deployed almost 1100. Wow. Lost 233, remaining 912, captured 91. That is an absolute shrecking. Nice job. Nice job to the
City is
army.
yours to do with as you
We are
please.
going to
Claim it as your own. Sack it or raze it to the ground, leaving only ruin.
we're gonna loot and occupy. We are not picky right now. We need the resources. Solid stuff though. I mean, like, that's exactly what we
King
want.
Agamemnon.
Fantastic, man. Agamemnon's kind of crazy. All right, let's see what we got on the notifications. We're gonna damage. We got damage building. That would make sense given what we got. Okay, it's a port city. Makes sense to make a port. Okay, it's fisherman's. Okay, so we got. Go to the next turn. Maintain at least 60% of the following influence in the specified provinces. Achaean influence, Mycenae. On the throw of a stone and shrine, Mycenae sat King Agamemnon. His hunger for conquest grew dire. I mean, this is kind of like an epic little scribe here in terms of this game. Pretty excited about that. Your brother Menelaus demands vengeance against Troy, for one of Priam's foolish sons has fled across the Aegean with the Spartan queen Helen. The injustice angers you greatly, yet therein lies a unique opportunity for conquest. If you are to conquer new lands, you must first pacify your own. Wrestled from the grip of your uncle Aegisthus by a short time ago. Man, pretty incredible. Maintain at least 60%. So,
Healthy growth in a province leads to the expansion of your cities and an
we
increase
know
in
all
wealth.
about the growth.
Should mutters of discontent reach your ears, discourage open rebellion with threats of force.
We like. So, we're gonna have to. We got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of work to do. Who declared war? All the way up there? Tell you one thing, we're not worried about that right now. We are not worried about that. What we're going to do is we are going to save this one. We're going to save it. The Great Conquest. We're going to come back next time. Talk a little bit more about Troy and all the fun things that exist in this game. Really had a ton of fun walking through this with you all. It has been an absolute pleasure to play this game with you all today. We're going to go ahead and stop the stream here. Thanks again for coming out. Thanks for listening. And we will be back with more Total War Troy Saga